So this week we finally got Freddy out on the grass auto testing, and it went really well. But before I tell you how well it went, there's a few jobs I did beforehand that we need to catch up on. Ah! Right, I've just taken the back seats out to see what lies beneath. I found this thing. What the hell is that? There's something over here. Nice. Ooh. Purple elastic band. We got money, look. 50. 5, a drill bit. How cool. Got all this stuff. Stuff we don't need. Fantastic. This is the current grill that we've got. This came with a car. You see it's a bit scabby, isn't it? And it's very loose. And it's held this end with the wrong size screw, but at least it's got a tab this end. And then this end, the tab has totally gone. So, I bought this one. Now this one, eBay, 20 quid I think. It came and it was okay, but I've actually sprayed it. I found some stone chip going spare, so I sprayed it up. Looks cool. It's since been rained on because I did it a couple of days ago. Now when it came, this was starting to break, so we araldited that, and then had another look after I painted it, and this looked like it was starting to crack as well, so we araldited that. I'd taken out all the mechanism for the lift up badge and I siliconed it in. All I had was white silicon, but you won't see it. That's better. Look at that, look. Looks like a new one. I've even found some decent screws for each end. Now this one won't get thrown away. That will get a very similar treatment. But I think we'll cut off this tab because it just hangs on these. We'll cut off these bits. Certainly get rid of that. And then this can be used when we put the spotlights on the front. Just hang it there for that night or whatever. A few more little developments inside. We've now got labels, and that one is obviously extrasensory perception. Then we've got a brake glass up there so we can both reach it. So the old cutter on the end for cutting your belt off. Then we have, look at that, nice and stable in there. Just a little small fire extinguishy thing just in case. And then I've got one in the side pocket. There's nowhere decent this side to put it really. Right, let's have a look in the boot. We have a few stickers. Stickers have developed. In the boot we have a towing eye fastened there and one fastened there. I think I'll paint that one just so it's all yellow, it all matches in, but they're there just in case organisers want us to put those on. We can put those on nice and stable. So those were the jobs we did beforehand, and now, having been out there for the first time on the grass with Freddy, we now know what jobs we need to do to him now so that we can achieve our full potential together, hopefully. So here we are, this bit. So the first job we're going to do are rear brakes. We'll have a look in a moment, but the pads and discs are shot, they're past it. So we're going to change those first. We might not change the front because those pads look really good. And then we've got some engine mods to do, or unmodding. I actually brought some grass home with me, look. So we finally got it in the air. I said it once and I'll say it again. These things are lacking jacking points. We're on an axle stand. So let's have a look. The disc is like really well worn. And the pad, it's got meat on it. But if you can see that, the other side is worse. So the first thing you notice is this dust shield thing is totally screwed. I have got some more. We'll see how easy that is to get off. Right, okay. Let's get this all apart, shall we? So we've had to take the handbrake off, obviously. So I've chocked it there. We chocked it down there. It's in gear. We should be okay. So this is off. We obviously have to get the winding tool for that. That can stay there. Then we're going to have to take the hanger off so that we can then get the disc off. I think while this hanger is on, we're going to brighten this up with the old spinny disc. But this rear pad, geez, that is on there. That is proper on there. So, ooh, let's listen to that. Yeah. Cool. Well, it's good we got that off. Look at that scoring on there as well. That's really bad. So, give that a good whack. And that is ready to come off. And look at that, we've got no way around that rim. And then we've got a lip here. Yeah, nice old lip there, isn't there? Okay, so that is being harder than usual to wind back in. It is winding, and the handbrake worked perfectly on Thursday at the auto test, so we'll just keep an eye on that. Now, this dust guard we are not going to replace. We'll do that if and when this wheel bearing needs replacing, because that looks like a whole world of pain, and I'm not particularly bothered by it. So, this is driver's side, right-hand side, and we need to know that because these new discs are sided. Nice. These are from Burton Power. I don't know if we actually need to clean these off. I think we probably do, but okay, let's stick it on. Now, back on the rear, we're going to go Mmkmc pads. They look pretty cool. That's how it comes. And then you've got this little plate to go on the back, and they also come with these bolts for the caliper, which is cool. Okay, so passenger rear. This dust shield is rotted off, so that can come off. And as you can see, the pads this side are a bit more worn. So I'll get that done, and then we'll have a look at the engine. What I found is this side, this little pistony, little slider, absolutely fine. This one, that is stiff, so we're going to take that out, polish it up, grease it up, put it back in. That might explain why the back of the disc is not as evenly worn, I suppose. It's like it's obviously missed that whole bit there, and it looks like, has it got hot at some point? Is that what all that marking is? All right, let's have a look. Oh yes, there we go. Look, that is much better. Ah! So we'll take Freddy out for a little test drive. I've tightened the handbrake up. Give it a few. Oh yeah, nice. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Right, we'll have a couple of days of wearing it in. I've got another competition on the 29th. So where did we come? There was about, what was there, 36 entrants. I think one was a non-starter, so let's say 35. Well, we came, this is Freddy's first outing on grass. We came 11th and, woohoo, third in class. How cool is that? So that was really good. I was really happy with that. Freddy did really well. But there were a few little bits that were just a bit, got stuff all over me now, that were just things that we could improve on, and car-wise as well as obviously driving-wise, I'm nowhere near first place. So we'll concentrate on the car first to see if that can help us. So car-wise, I don't think the mods I've made to the intake have done Freddy any good. So the cone filter, ever since I fitted it, when you put your foot right down, I'm still doing it today, but when you put your foot right down, it gives you a little stutter. And also I've put just a plug-in chip into the MAF sensor. I don't think that's helped either. So we're going to go back to the standard airbox. We're going to take the cone off, take the chip off. And I wonder whether we've been over fueling or something. So we're going to take the spark plugs out, give them a clean off and put those back in. And we'll go from there. And then the other thing that I did, which was driver error, is I didn't turn the traction control off. I only realised on the way home when I looked down and saw ESP there. I didn't turn it off at all. So that wouldn't help at all, would it? When you're handbrake turning around a corner and then trying to put your foot down, the car will obviously think you're in some sort of accident or something, or you've got wheel slippage. So it'll try and help you out with the traction control. So that's another good learn for next time. So we must remember to turn that off. But let's get home, get the bonnet up, and we'll see. We're going to go K&N filter just into the standard intake housing, get those plugs out and have a look, and take it from there. Under the bonnet, I'm going to take this out. This goes to the chip that's there, and then when this new filter comes, we'll plonk that in, put that back as it was, and this just sat in the old box because it's got like a breather that goes in the bottom of there. Before we talk about the cold intake, as it were, we've got a little oil leak down there, and I think is it the PCV valve or something? Now, it's not horrendous. I thought it was something like the crank end seal or something that I'd done, but it's not. It's just around here somewhere at the top of the engine. And it's not this gasket rocker cover, because I've done that. So that's not desperate, but it's something that does need doing. Now, this is quite different from the other cars we've had, the Mini and Dennis. This literally is cold air straight into the bottom of this by the look of it. I don't think I took anything else out. No, it just goes straight in there. On the Mini, well, let me show you. We had something like this. This is Dennis's resonation airbox. So it comes in here, goes all through this old gubbin's ear and comes out there, and that's to make it quieter. The Mini had the same, but the Ford hasn't got it. So what they say on Dennis on the FN2 is it really benefits from having this taken out and a different filter, a high airflow filter put in, whereas the Ford hasn't got that. And so I don't think it's made much of a difference, and I think it might have been, and I think it might have made actually a negative difference. Whereas the Mini, we put a cone filter on the Mini and it felt a lot better, but the Ford doesn't. If we have a look at this spark plug that I've just pulled out, I reckon it looks okay, doesn't it? I reckon it looks normal. So as we're here, we may as well check the distance, the gap on the end of the electrode. Now, I've seen online the general rule of thumb is 1.3 mil, and then someone else said that was causing issues with the coil packs, the coil pack, and it was changed to 1 mil. And so when you buy these, you get them 1 mil as standard. So we've got inches that side, mil of this side. Let me just take it out of there. Let's see where we get to. Yeah, there we go. We are not even a mil. We're like 0.9, which is interesting. This is the second one I've pulled out, and I've read online iridium spark plugs that you just leave them alone because you'll ruin the tip if you do anything to them. But that again is 0.9. So, and it looks like it's burning nicely, doesn't it? Doesn't look like there's any issues in there. So we'll leave them as they are, I suppose. The new filter has just arrived, and I need to go in about an hour and a half to this next event. But this should be straightforward, I think. Right, goodbye. Take this off, I think. So the only resonation box I could see was this little thing that went here. There's a hole there. But that's before the filter, so I think I can cope with that, that's fine. Okay. That's what you're getting today, I'm afraid. We've got time for anything else. K&N. Ooh. I think there is a sticker somewhere, which we won't put on because it'll just weigh too much. Oh, yeah, nice, look at that. me screw this up here. Can we find two? I need to find some more. Right, that'll do for the moment until I find those other screws. Okay, we'll see how we get on tonight. Ah! So another exciting night of motorsport. How did we get on? Well, before we get to that, how did Freddy get on? Well, Freddy got on really well, actually. I think the mods that we've now demodded, I think we've got the perfect balance now. The chip that we had plugged into the MAF sensor, I don't think did anything at all. Made no difference, whereas it did to the Mini. But it was worth trying. And then the cone filter, I think putting the airbox back to how it was standard, just with that K&N panel filter in there, has made a world of difference. I think Freddy did really well. There was one moment where he bogged down for some weird reason, I don't know why, and then I put my foot on the clutch, pressed the accelerator, and I got nothing, and he stalled at the end. But that seemed to be a one-off, so Freddy did really well. But how did I get on? Well, out of 18 competitors, I came 11th again. Not great. There were some very good learns along the way, though, so it was a good learning experience. But we actually came first in class. That's cool. It was a class of one. Going by the classes, Freddy was the biggest car out there, and it was there was some very tight manoeuvres needed. But let's take nothing away from the fact that I need to get a lot better. I was far too aggressive to start with, and I was probably still a bit too aggressive by the end. And there just wasn't the grip for that kind of aggression. So there's a lot to learn, but it's all good stuff. So that's it from the Dadskillz car channel today. Now, if you've made it this far and you like what you've seen and you'd like to support the channel, there are channel memberships available, and that is somewhere on the screen. You'll see a button you can press. There's also super thanks. Every little last penny that this channel makes, I can plough back into these cars, and who knows what projects we can get in the future. But the biggest thing you can do to help this channel is just leave a like, leave a comment, and share it with your friends who are into cars as well. That would be fantastic. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much if you made it this far. But until the next time, where we'll be doing something completely different, goodbye.